Imagine embarking on your dream honeymoon, a journey to the wild, untouched beauty of Australia. The air crisp with possibility, the landscapes vast and serene. But what if, in the midst of this paradise, a nightmare unfolds, one so chilling that it shatters the illusion of safety and trust? This is the story of a couple whose romantic getaway turned into a harrowing ordeal. A tale not just of love and loss, but of deception, betrayal, and a quest for justice that would span years. Tonight, we delve into the harrowing case of Tina Watson, a young woman whose honeymoon in Australia ended in tragedy. Was her death a tragic accident, or was there something more deliberate at play? Join us as we unravel the mystery, piece by piece, and uncover the truth behind a honeymoon that ended in horror. Stay with us as we explore the twists and turns of this unsettling case, where nothing is as it seems, and every answer leads to more questions. In the fall of 2003, Christina May Tina Watson and her new husband, David Gabe Watson, embarked on what should have been the honeymoon of their dreams. The couple, both from Alabama, had recently married and were eager to explore the wonders of Australia. Their itinerary included a week-long diving adventure on the Great Barrier Reef, culminating in a dive at the historic SS Yongala wreck site, known for its rich marine life and challenging conditions. Tina, a 26-year-old from Helena, Alabama, had recently earned her scuba certification, completing just 11 dives, all in a controlled quarry environment. In contrast, Gabe, a self-proclaimed experienced diver with 55 dives under his belt, had completed a 2-day rescue diver course in Alabama. Despite his limited open-water experience, he was confident in his abilities. The couple chose to forego a guided dive, opting instead for a self-led excursion. This decision would later raise questions about their preparedness and the risks they undertook. On October 22, 2003, just 11 days into their marriage, Tina and Gabe Watson embarked on their first dive at the SS Yongala wreck site. Within minutes of descending, Tina lost consciousness and sank to the ocean floor, 30 meters below the surface. Gabe surfaced alone, claiming to have been unable to assist his wife due to strong currents and a malfunctioning mask. A fellow diver, Gary Stempler, inadvertently captured Tina's lifeless body in the background of a photograph taken during the dive. The image, showing Tina face up on the ocean floor, would later become a pivotal piece of evidence. Despite efforts to revive Tina, she was declared dead upon reaching the surface. The initial autopsy ruled her death as drowning, but the circumstances surrounding her demise prompted further investigation. Gabe Watson's conflicting statements about the events, coupled with discrepancies in dive computer data, led authorities to question the nature of Tina's death. Was it a tragic accident, or was there more to the story? As the investigation unfolded, new revelations came to light. Gabe's varying accounts of the incident and the emergence of the photograph depicting Tina's lifeless body raised suspicions. Was this a case of negligence, or was there a more deliberate act at play? Join us as we delve deeper into the events of that fateful day, exploring the twists and turns of a honeymoon that ended in tragedy. Through interviews, expert analysis, and a thorough examination of the evidence, we seek to uncover the truth behind Tina Watson's untimely death. As the sun dipped below the horizon on October 22, 2003, in Townsville, Queensland, Tina and Gabe Watson prepared for what should have been a serene dive into the crystal-clear waters of the Great Barrier Reef. The SS Yongala wreck, a historic site known for its rich marine life, awaited them. Despite Tina's limited diving experience, only 11 dives, none in open water, and Gabe's self-proclaimed expertise, they chose to forego a guided dive, opting instead for a self-led excursion. The dive company had offered an orientation and guided dive with a dive master, which the couple had refused. The couple descended into the depths, unaware that within minutes, their honeymoon would take a tragic turn. Tina lost consciousness and sank to the ocean floor, 30 meters below the surface. Gabe surfaced alone, claiming to have been unable to assist his wife due to strong currents and a malfunctioning mask. His account would soon come under scrutiny. The investigation into Tina's death revealed discrepancies in Gabe's statements. Initially, He claimed that Tina had signaled for help and that he had tried to assist her but was unsuccessful. However, other divers reported seeing Gabe engaged in an underwater, bear hug with Tina, after which she sank to the ocean floor. A photograph taken by another diver inadvertently captured Tina's lifeless body in the background, showing her face up on the ocean floor. Further examination of the dive computer data contradicted Gabe's account. The data indicated that Gabe had ascended rapidly, leaving Tina behind. Additionally, Tina's equipment was found to be in working order, and there were no signs of mechanical failure. These findings raised questions about the circumstances leading to Tina's death. Tina Watson, a 26-year-old from Helena, Alabama, was described as a vibrant and adventurous woman. She had recently earned her scuba certification and was eager to explore the underwater world with her new husband. Tina's family recalled her excitement about the honeymoon and her trust in Gabe. Gabe Watson, also from Alabama, presented himself as an experienced diver with 55 dives under his belt. He had completed a 2-day rescue diver course in Alabama but had limited open water experience. Despite his lack of extensive diving experience, Gabe portrayed himself as a seasoned diver, which may have influenced Tina's decision to dive without a guide. In the aftermath of Tina's death, Gabe's behavior raised suspicions. He reportedly removed flowers and gifts from Tina's grave, citing them as big, gaudy, plastic arrangements. This action was perceived by some as disrespectful and fueled further doubts about his involvement in Tina's death. As the investigation unfolded, the pieces of the puzzle began to fit together, painting a picture of a tragic event that may have been more than just an accident. The conflicting accounts, the questionable decisions, and the unsettling behavior left many questioning the true nature of Tina Watson's death. As investigators delved deeper into the circumstances surrounding Tina Watson's death, unsettling inconsistencies began to emerge. Gabe Watson's initial accounts of the incident were conflicting and lacked coherence. He claimed that Tina had panicked and accidentally knocked off his mask, causing him to lose sight of her. However, this explanation was contradicted by the dive computer data, which indicated that Gabe had ascended rapidly, leaving Tina behind. Additionally, the equipment Tina was using was found to be in proper working condition, casting further doubt on Gabe's version of events. A pivotal moment in the investigation came when a photograph, taken by another diver during the excursion, inadvertently captured Tina's lifeless body on the ocean floor. This image, showing Tina face up and motionless, became a haunting piece of evidence that contradicted Gabe's claims and intensified suspicions about the true nature of her death. The more authorities examined the case, the more perplexing it became. Gabe Watson's behavior following the incident raised additional questions. He reportedly remained on the dive boat, the Spoilsport, after surfacing, while other divers attempted to revive Tina. Witnesses described his demeanor as calm and composed, which contrasted sharply with the gravity of the situation. This lack of visible distress was noted by those present and added to the growing concerns about his involvement in Tina's death. Further scrutiny revealed that Gabe had provided multiple versions of the events leading up to Tina's death. Each account differed in significant details, undermining his credibility and fueling the belief that he was concealing the truth. The inconsistencies in his statements, coupled with the photographic evidence and witness testimonies, painted a picture of a man whose actions were increasingly difficult to justify. As the investigation unfolded, the case took unexpected turns. Gabe Watson's conflicting narratives, the damning photograph, and the testimony of fellow divers painted a picture of a man whose actions were increasingly scrutinized. The question remained: was Tina's death a tragic accident, or was there a more deliberate cause? Each new revelation seemed to deepen the mystery, leaving both investigators and the public grappling with the unsettling possibility that the truth was far more complex than it appeared. The tragic death of Tina Watson cast a long shadow over her family, friends, and the public. Her parents, Tommy and Cindy Thomas, were left grappling with the loss of their beloved daughter, whom they had adopted as a baby. Tommy, in particular, became a vocal advocate for justice, expressing his belief that Tina's death was not an accident but a deliberate act. He stated, "If Gabe Watson murdered my daughter, I believe only part of the motive was money." The emotional toll extended to the investigators involved in the case. Detective Gary Campbell, who led the investigation, was deeply affected by the inconsistencies in Gabe Watson's statements and the evidence that suggested foul play. He noted the difficulty in reconciling the apparent lack of emotion displayed by Watson with the gravity of the situation. The public, too, was moved by the case. The haunting photograph of Tina's lifeless body on the ocean floor, taken by a fellow diver, became a symbol of the tragedy and fueled widespread media coverage. The image, showing Tina face up and motionless, contrasted sharply with the vibrant life she had led and the love she had shared with her husband. As the investigation progressed, new revelations emerged that deepened the mystery and raised the stakes. Gabe Watson's conflicting accounts of the incident, coupled with the photographic evidence and witness testimonies, painted a picture of a man whose actions were increasingly scrutinized. The question remained, was Tina's death a tragic accident, or was there a more deliberate cause? The emotional impact on Tina's family was profound. Her father, Tommy, expressed his belief that Tina's death was not an accident but a deliberate act. He stated, "If Gabe Watson murdered my daughter, I believe only part of the motive was money." This sentiment resonated with many who followed the case, fueling the desire for justice. The case also highlighted the complexities of international law and the challenges of pursuing justice across borders. Gabe Watson's extradition from the United States to Australia, and later to Alabama, underscored the difficulties in prosecuting crimes that span multiple jurisdictions. Despite the legal hurdles, the determination of Tina's family and the commitment of investigators ensured that the case remained a focal point for those seeking answers. As the investigation into Tina Watson's death progressed, a pivotal piece of evidence emerged that would dramatically alter the course of the case. A photograph, taken by another diver during the excursion, inadvertently captured Tina's lifeless body on the ocean floor. This image, showing Tina face up and motionless, contradicted Gabe Watson's account of the events and raised serious questions about the true nature of her death. The photograph became a haunting symbol of the tragedy and played a crucial role in the subsequent legal proceedings. It was presented as evidence in the murder trial of Gabe Watson, who had initially claimed that Tina's death was a tragic accident. The image, along with other inconsistencies in his statements and behavior, led prosecutors to argue that Tina's death was not an accident but a deliberate act. The revelation of the photograph sent shockwaves through the investigation and the public. It cast doubt on Gabe Watson's version of events and fueled suspicions of foul play. As the case unfolded, it became clear that the truth behind Tina Watson's death was far more complex and unsettling than anyone had initially imagined. The emotional impact on Tina's family was profound. Her father, Tommy, expressed his belief that Tina's death was not an accident but a deliberate act. He stated, "If Gabe Watson murdered my daughter, I believe only part of the motive was money." This sentiment resonated with many who followed the case, fueling the desire for justice. The case also highlighted the complexities of international law and the challenges of pursuing justice across borders. Gabe Watson's extradition from the United States to Australia, and later to Alabama, underscored the difficulties in prosecuting crimes that span multiple jurisdictions. Despite the legal hurdles, the determination of Tina's family and the commitment of investigators ensured that the case remained a focal point for those seeking answers. As the trial progressed, new revelations emerged that deepened the mystery and raised the stakes. Gabe Watson's conflicting accounts of the incident, coupled with the photographic evidence and witness testimonies, painted a picture of a man whose actions were increasingly scrutinized. The question remained, was Tina's death a tragic accident, or was there a more deliberate cause? Each new revelation seemed to deepen the mystery, leaving both investigators and the public grappling with the unsettling possibility that the truth was far more complex than it appeared. As the courtroom drama unfolded, the prosecution's case against Gabe Watson seemed airtight. Witnesses testified to seeing him engaged in an underwater embrace with his wife before she sank to the ocean floor. Dive computer data contradicted his account of events, and inconsistencies in his statements raised doubts about his credibility. Yet, despite the mounting evidence, the judge delivered a shocking verdict: not guilty. The acquittal left many questions unanswered. Was Tina Watson's death a tragic accident, or was there a more sinister explanation? Could the prosecution have done more to secure a conviction? And perhaps most haunting of all, if justice was not served in this case, how many other victims remain without closure? As the gavel fell, the courtroom was filled with a sense of disbelief. Tina's family, who had fought tirelessly for justice, were left to grapple with the reality that the man they believed was responsible for their daughter's death would walk free. The public, too, was left reeling, questioning the integrity of the legal system and the pursuit of justice. In the end, the case of Tina Watson serves as a chilling reminder that not all mysteries are solved, and not all crimes are punished. Some questions linger, unanswered, casting a long shadow over those who seek the truth. In the end, the tragic death of Tina Watson remains a haunting reminder of how secrets can destroy even the strongest relationships. Despite the conflicting evidence and suspicions surrounding her husband's actions, the legal system ultimately failed to provide the closure her family sought. Gabe Watson's acquittal in the United States left many unanswered questions, and the true circumstances of Tina's death continue to cast a shadow over those who loved her. This case was just one of many shocking mysteries we'll uncover in our next episode. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest investigations.